The final SmackDown before WrestleMania took place tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. Tomorrow is in Allegiant Stadium, as is Sunday. Now, before we get into the show, there's been a lot of headlines I've been reading on Twitter. A lot of people upset, whether it has to do with Nick Khan, Triple H, Roman Reigns, and John Cena. Now, let's get to each one of them individually. Nick Khan made some comments on a podcast with, I forget who it was, but it was some interview, some podcast or whatever it was. And the topic of AEW came up, and people are upset because he's throwing shade on AEW when, they're so ahead of them right now. Why is he even worrying about it? I think people forget when the stuff happened last year. I think Tony Khan compared WWE to Harvey Weinstein on the NFL Network. Whatever Nick Khan said here doesn't even compare to that, pales in comparison. And I think it was also due to him just saying when talent contracts are up, we're going to bring them in. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's an agent. Remember, that's his background. So, but some people are upset, and the Triple H comments were the things I was really the most upset about. He did an interview with the guy who I don't like at all, Peter Rosenberg. The main reason I don't even watch some of WWE's kickoff shows anymore is because of that asshole. I do not like seeing him on my TV screen. Anyway, they were just ripping into the fans. Triple H really went after the fans. He's told them to stop being fucking critics, enjoy the show. He was really upset that, a lot of people are mad Jey Uso won the Rumble. And once again, I've been bitching about this since the Rumble, basically. Jey Uso sucks, Triple H. I don't give a shit. How many arenas do they eat? How many times people want to put their hands up and down in the air? Or I know he sells a lot of merchandise, and I'm not saying there's not a place for Jey Uso and the WWE or on the card, but no, he's not on this level. His promos are shit. His matches are shit. He's one of the worst workers in the company for the level that he's at. His promos are just repetitive, and they will turn on him. And if you don't think people will turn on your world champion, your babyface world champion, tonight should be a lesson learned. Although, it looks like Cody got them back. But we'll get to that later. And then you had Roman Reigns, who said he supported Donald Trump. And, it is what it is to me. Wrestlers' political views don't really bother me. I don't really care that much who he votes for, who he supports. But a lot of people were upset. It is polarizing, I understand. But, there's also wrestlers who don't vote for Trump, who don't support him. So, to me, it's not a big deal. But it was to a lot of people. And then you had John Cena. And he says that he still loves Vince McMahon in an interview with the New York Times. So, there's a lot of controversy. People are really upset on Twitter. I don't think it really matters. I think everyone in Las Vegas is having a great time at WWE World. I've seen videos from all over WWE World. The wrestlers are happy to meet the fans. There's so many wrestlers who are doing so well in terms of how popular they are, especially Rhea Ripley. There's some really creepy fan that asked her to be his mommy. Oh, that was so cringe. That makes me embarrassed for wrestling fans. Anyway, but that's what was going on before the show, and I thought this show did a good job of hyping up WrestleMania. I don't think it really needs it now. It's one night before. I really wish SmackDown was never on Fridays. I kind of wish SmackDown would have just been a 3-hour Hall of Fame show, because I'm going to be reviewing the Hall of Fame soon, and if the Hall of Fame was just a 3-hour SmackDown block, I don't think it would be a big deal, and I think it would do a good rating for WWE, better than a SmackDown show would, and I just feel like we don't need another SmackDown right before Mania. But if this show took place a week ago, I think everyone would be really more excited for Mania. But it's just kind of too late. The build, I still feel the same way. It's been underwhelming. Now, let's get into this show finally. So they show us the Vegas Strip. It's during the day, which I like. They've shown us the same nighttime view of the Vegas Strip. How many times have they shown us the Fontainebleau? It's been the exact same video that they shot, and they keep replaying it, and they keep replaying all the stuff they show from the other parts of the Strip. We've seen the Allegiant Stadium a whole bunch of times. I kind of like how it was just new footage, raw footage. Right now, it's the Strip during the day. I kind of liked it in a way. I kind of like seeing the Strip during the day and at night in a weird way. I know I'm probably in the minority, but the neon lights eventually start to hurt my eyes. Also, speaking of neon lights, I have to mention this. Yes, I did finally see the WrestleMania set on the Pat McAfee show. They showed us the WrestleMania set, and wow, that is one of the best I've ever seen. It's incredible. It's like a giant hotel on the top of the set. There's like these 5 LED screens that look like a hotel. Then you have the WrestleMania logo, which is not a physical logo, but it's on the LED screen. And then on the bottom of the set, we have basically a hotel. You can see like 2 red doors for like a casino entrance. So it's the hotel and casino is the theme, and then the ramp is probably the best ramp ever. It's a giant LED screen. It's all red and gold neon lights. Wow, it looked awesome. And then they have cards hanging down from the rafters to look like these playing cards, and it has faces of wrestlers, and it looks great. Set's awesome. I don't know where it ranks in terms of the best sets of all time, but they had it on the Pat McAfee show was where it was revealed. Stephanie McMahon welcomed us to WrestleMania. And also, they had some interviews on McAfee. Roman Reigns did an interview. Stone Cold Steve Austin did an interview. Austin said he's done in the ring. I don't know. Maybe we'll see him. Maybe we won't. But I don't want a repeat of last year. I don't think we're going to get one. But there's another big Attitude Era star that we're going to talk about later on this show. I think you will see him on Mania. Anyway. So we see Cody Rhodes, who was cheered when he came in, Motor City Machine Gun, Street Profits, Solo Sikoa. Then we see Tama Tonga, and when we see Tonga, he immediately is attacked by LA Knight, who then jumps, he traps his arm into the card and slams the door shut. It takes out Tonga. Maybe it takes him out for good. Maybe Tonga's getting released. I don't know. That guy's just a loser, how they've booked him. So we have it seemed like a new stage for SmackDown. I know sometimes during WrestleMania season they change the stage, but I don't know. I hope we get a new stage. I'm sick of the old set, but it looked like a new stage just for SmackDown. Seth Rollins started the show. He's main eventing tomorrow, and I thought he cut the best promo of his career. Now, it's not a high bar. Seth Rollins is not a good promo. This was a great promo by Seth because it was 100% real. 100% came from the heart, and it's best when wrestling is reality. Like, it's best when wrestlers tell us the truth, tell us how they really feel, and they incorporate it into the story, not necessarily breaking the fourth wall, breaking kayfabe like they all say. I don't like that. I don't like, just peeling behind the curtain and tell us, Vince Russo, something like that. But, when there's reality mixed in with the story, and it's real, that's when wrestling's at its best. This is his best promo because he was basically shooting. He was telling us how he really felt. He started by referencing CM Punk and made a reference about Tony Khan because someone gave CM Punk a big fat check. He mentioned how Punk was not coming back to WWE after 10 years. He came back to a wrestling ring, but not WWE because someone gave him a big fat check. And then he mentioned once that bridge was burned, he came back to WWE because they gave him a big fat check. And then I think there was a brief big fat check in the crowd, and they were cheering for Punk too, but here they started to die down about. And then they really started cheering for OTC, Roman Reigns. And then he said Roman Reigns only cares about himself. And he mentioned how Paul Heyman brought them in. He brought Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and he mentioned Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose's name mentioned on WWE television in 2025. He's been gone for 6 years. Part of me was just happy they mentioned Dean, even though I don't think much of him now. I'm just happy his name was mentioned. They didn't, gloss over. Under the McMahon era, they would never even acknowledge he ever existed. But I'm kind of happy they mentioned him. And he mentioned how the Shield was brought for CM Punk, was a CM Punk Shield. And I remember Punk did that infamous shoot interview with Cole Cabana, where he said, the Shield was his, and they were going to be with him, and then they were separate from him. They were basically with him, but they didn't actually see on TV. That's how I remember it when they first came in 2012, late 2012. But there was a pop when he mentioned Ambrose, and he says the company was always behind Roman Reigns. Thank you. That's what we all knew. We all knew that the company was behind Roman Reigns. Remember Michael Hayes telling CM Punk, make Roman look strong in that podcast? Make Roman look strong? Here we go. I'm glad how that's being incorporated. That's true. Roman was always their guy. He was a successor to John Cena, and he mentioned how they wanted to make him a new Cena. He also made sure Roman lost at WrestleMania last year with a bad knee, and he also mentioned that his stepdad was dying from cancer. I did not know that. I know it was really close to the stepdad. I saw that in that 24 documentary that they did. He says it ends tomorrow, and then he says he's going to win, but that's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. He used Paul Heyman's line. Will it happen? And also, he had gear that looked like The Rock's gear. Is he the third man? Could it be him? Is CM Punk the third man? Sorry, Seth Rollins the third man. Won't be Punk. Could be Rollins. We will see. So the announcers run down the WrestleMania card. Then we see the Andre the Giant trophy displayed at ringside. I really wish this was just on the countdown show. I've ranted about this multiple times. You have a 3-hour countdown show, and you don't really need I don't know why it has to be 3 hours. It used to always just be 2, but it's 3-hour countdown show. Why can't you just have this match? It would have been really entertaining. And you could have filled this with other matches on that people who are not being featured in prominent roles at WrestleMania. You don't need to have active talent wrestle because they can get hurt. SmackDown should have just been a 3-hour Hall of Fame show ceremony, and then the matches here should have been on the kickoff show. Some of the matches they did. Anyway, you see the Andre Memorial Trophy, and then we have Rey Fenix out first. Then we get a video package on Andre the Giant, the same one they show every year. Shinsuke Nakamura is out next, and the match begins. Everyone's in the ring. Carlito gets eliminated first. The Miz eliminated his old tag team partner, R-Truth, the same guy who he won the tag team titles with last year at WrestleMania. Rey Fenix eliminates both of Los Garza, and then Pretty Deadly's eliminated. Phoenix eliminated Santos Escobar, and then you have the Alpha Babes and American Made both eliminate themselves, and Otis takes them both out after they both eliminated Tozawa. Andrade eliminated A-Town Down Under. The Luchadors eliminated Chad Gable, who was Chad Gable here, not El Grande Americano. Dragon Lee eliminated Karrion Kross. The fans booed, and I was rooting for Karrion Kross. People know I was a fan of Kevin Castle, and Kevin was very good friends with Karrion Kross. I heard that they were talking every day, and that was surprising to me. I didn't know they were that close, and was a big supporter of his. I kind of, part of me just wanted to see Karrion Kross just win, and maybe he can tweet "That's for Kev," something like that. See him with the trophy. That would have been really cool, but it didn't happen. But I'm happy that the fans booed when he was eliminated. That means they're interested in him, and I hope that they push him. Dragon Lee is eliminated next, and then there's more eliminations. They had Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser go back and forth. Kaiser's out. Tyler Bate was eliminated earlier before that. Dunne was eliminated. Nakamura was eliminated. Then he had Phoenix get eliminated by El Grande Americano. And he was upset because he got eliminated, but Chad Gable was eliminated by Rey Fenix, and then it came down to Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade, and they had a great match. In a Battle Royal. Carmelo Hayes won, and he wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He posed by the trophy with the Miz, and Melo don't Miz. It's taking off. Hopefully they become a good tag team, and this was good for Carmelo Hayes. So we show highlights of Charlotte Flair attacking Tiffany Stratton last week. They had Wade Barrett interview Charlotte on the Las Vegas Strip. She says that she's happy people are invested. It was quick. They're doing a full interview on the Countdown show, which I've ranted enough about that. But it was fine. But she said she was upset with what was said on the Chicago show. That's obvious. We see Rhea Ripley heading to the ring, walking down the hallways of T-Mobile Arena. She's out to a big pop. She says she will win the championship for a third time. Io Sky interrupts her. And then before she can talk, Bianca Belair interrupts her, she's dressing like as this showgirl from Las Vegas. Fans hate Bianca now. I don't know why. Why do they hate her? I know she's acting more heelish, but I thought she'd always get cheered. But she's such a hard person to boo. She's just so nice, but they booed her. She's almost Charlotte Flair not at that level. She's not Charlotte. But Naomi comes out, argues with Bianca over Jade. Jade comes out. Bianca stood in the way of Jade to go after Naomi. Naomi runs away. She then argues with Bianca. Jade does. Turns into a brawl. Then Jade and Naomi are up the ramp, so they're kind of away from the action of fighting. Io took out everyone with a moonsault, taking out Rhea and Bianca, and Io poses. So it was not a very good segment here. This build-up's been the worst. One of the worst built-up matches of the whole show. I hate both major women's title programs. I think Jade and Naomi's actually been built up well. Don't mind the women's tag team match. It's kind of been thrown together at the last moment, but even that's been okay. And I even say, even though they're not on the card, I like Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega better than any of the two main women matches, but they're not going to be on the card, unfortunately. That's how upset I am. I hate this Io Bianca Rhea feud, and I hate this Tiffany Charlotte feud. Both these major women's feuds suck this year. Last year we had Io Sky and Bayley, which is good, and Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. That's what we went from last year. 2 years ago, it was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, and then Bianca and Asuka, which was all right. And just here, it's just, ugh. Anyway, so that's what we got there. I really don't like these feuds. Backstage, Chad Gable mocks Ray Phoenix for being eliminated. Dragon Lee shows up to defend him. Then Ray shows up. It leads to a 6-man tag. And boy, that was a bad decision. Let's just leave it at that. We'll get to that later. Motor City Machine Guns are out. Then we have Street Profits against the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE Tag Team titles. And I have some thoughts about this. DIY ruins the match. Okay, I was happy. Or that means we might get a match at WrestleMania, a triple threat tag team match. That's cool. Or even if it's a triple threat tag team match next week, or at least we're getting a match. I was hoping this would get pushed to Mania. They steal the belt after this. We're gonna have a lot to rant. Chelsea Green's backstage. He files a complaint to Nick Aldis about last week, and Aldis he changed the match with Chelsea Green. This was originally going to be a 6-on-1 tag with Chelsea Green and the Secret Service, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire taking on the team of Zelina Vega with Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. And that was going to be the match for tonight. That didn't happen. Not good for Kaden and Katana, but it gets turned into just a singles match with Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega, which was weird. And I thought, okay, this was going to be a women's title match for the U.S. title. Did not happen. And there was rumors that Chelsea Green might do an open challenge for the Women's United States Championship. Some people thought maybe Nikki Bella would answer. Or maybe it could be Alexa Bliss who takes up the challenge. She's in Las Vegas. I know her husband's doing a concert on Saturday, so she's in town. Maybe it's Alexa. I think we might see her on Raw, but I don't think that's happening now. I think Chelsea Green will be on the show. I think she'll make an appearance on the backstage segment. I hope, but I don't think she's going to face Nikki or Alexa or even Zelina for the Women's U.S. belt. I think the Women's U.S. title won't be defended, much like the Women's World Champion. The only difference is Chelsea doesn't have a match. I just hope she gets on the show, but after this match was announced, didn't look good for a match at WrestleMania. So I thought maybe Zelina might pin Chelsea, then they can just make a singles match for Women's U.S. title on like one of the 2 nights, but I don't think that's happening now. All this announced Secret Service is banned from ringside. Things like, why is she so mad? It's not for the belt. So you had Randy Orton walk down the halls of the T-Mobile Arena. Announced Cardi B is hosting SummerSlam. And then we see photos of MetLife Stadium outside, which has hosted WrestleMania 29 and 35, and now it will host SummerSlam 2025. I think that's the only major stadium that's hosted 3 events. The other one's going to be the Caesar Superdome, which hosted WrestleMania 30, 34, and will host WrestleMania 42 next year. So those are definitely his 2 favorite stadiums, and we'll see what happens with Allegiant Stadium. But if this WrestleMania goes off well, and I think people enjoy it, and it's also a situation, they're going to make a lot of money. I assume they'll be back in Vegas. TKO, the UFC is the home of the UFC is in Las Vegas. I think you'll see WrestleMania in Vegas multiple times, but this is just the first one. So we had DIY being scalded backstage by Nick Aldis. He demands to give up their belts, or their titles, or their championships. We can just say belts. It's not Vince McMahon's WWE anymore. Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns come out. They're backstage. They go after them. They're held back by security from attacking them. Then they eventually give up their belts to Aldis. And then Aldis announces a TLC match for the WWE Tag Team titles. We're going to get the Street Profits defending against DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa, along with the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. Holy shit, TLC is back at WrestleMania. After 24 years since WrestleMania 17, the last time we had TLC at Mania, it's back. We never get TLC matches anyway. They scrapped the pay-per-view. Oh, no. No. What the fuck? It's next week on SmackDown. I mean, you can draw eyes to SmackDown. It'll do, I don't know if it'll do a better rating. The ratings aren't that great. It's not like they were on Fox. But, I mean, what? We're not getting a TLC match at WrestleMania. You're going to announce a match on SmackDown the night before WrestleMania, a TLC match for next week and not do it at WrestleMania? Fuck off. Don't even do the match. Wait till, like, the Backlash show or something to do that match. Jesus, what a way to piss us off. We're not going to get TLC at WrestleMania? Fuck you. Like, damn it. So, Randy Orton comes out to a massive pop. He says he will challenge anyone on Sunday. He's going to be out on Sunday, and he's saying anyone can come there. He's saying, even said one of you can come out to the fans. It could be a lot of people. I don't think it's Aleister Black, and Oh, by the way, I forgot to. We'll get to that actually later. That was later in the show. I think it could be Rusev. Rusev would be a good choice, but the problem is I don't think they want to have Rusev beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And do you want to have Rusev debut and lose his first match, come back after 5 years or something it's been? Do you want to have him just lose at WrestleMania? No. It's not going to be like Cody making his big epic return 3 years ago at WrestleMania. You won't get that. But at the same time, you can have a big name come out. I just don't think anyone should beat Randy Orton right now because he's really over, and people don't really want to see him lose at this stage of the game unless it's in a major match. I don't know who it's going to be. It could be someone on the roster. It wouldn't get me too upset, but I think Randy should have a more of a prominent presence at WrestleMania, and it'll be interesting. I think Rusev's going to get a big pop if he comes out. And I think Sunday, isn't that Rusev Day? April 20th? I don't know. It's an interesting day for it to be Rusev Day if that's the whole thing. A lot of things happen on that day. Anyway, you have Byron Saxon. He's interviewing Damian Priest backstage, and Priest cut a good promo. He says he's going to beat Drew so bad he'll get future endeavored again. I actually like Priest here. Good promo. He had Zelina Vega out next, and right after Zelina Vega comes out, we get a promo for 4. Who could 4 be? It's awkward. It's right before a Zelina Vega match. I think it's obvious. It's Aleister Black. Everyone knows it's Aleister Black. And it says coming back April 25th, 2025. So we already know Aleister's not coming back at WrestleMania because he's going to debut next week on SmackDown. So that's obvious. It's going to be saved for that show. So he's not facing Randy Orton. It's got to be Rusev as the big surprise. Or maybe it's just someone just on the main roster. Why not? We'll see who it's going to be. So Chelsea Green's out next. We get Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. Non-title match. Fans are more into Chelsea. They're cheering the heel. Zelina wasn't booed too heavily, but they're more into Chelsea. Everyone likes her. Zelina won. She just hit her finisher from the top rope, and that was it. She pinned Chelsea Green clean. I thought, oh, Zelina just won the belt. Are you kidding me? Why? Oh, no. It was non-title. Look, if they were just going to announce, hey, it's Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega, women's U.S. title match Sunday, cool. Or even Saturday, cool. I'm fine with that. Really? Like, why do this? It's going to be probably next week on SmackDown. It's too bad. I really wanted Chelsea to be on WrestleMania this year. LA Knight heads to the ring. He cuts a promo on Jacob Fatu. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, I just don't care. Anything with Solo Sikoa is the channel turner right now. He's a ratings killer. He's a streamer killer if you're watching SmackDown internationally like I am, like everyone else is. Internationally, not many people still watching TV. He's a streaming killer, just like he's a ratings killer in the U.S. Oh, get Solo out of here, man. I wouldn't. If I were WWE, I would consider just getting rid of this guy when these upcoming post-WrestleMania cuts. I can kind of see who's going to be cut looking at that Battle Royal. I would make Solo at the top of it. They won't because of his family, but I would just get rid of this guy. This guy's done. Tama Tonga could get big cut. He seriously there's a real chance he's cut. But Fatu attacked LA Knight, making a disqualification. Braun Strowman makes a save. Then Nick Aldis announces a tag match. We had a tag match. LA Knight and Braun Strowman against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Match finished with LA Knight pinning Solo Sikoa. Wade Barrett interviews Tiffany Stratton at at a random bar in Las Vegas. She didn't tell us where it was. She says she was discouraged by the split screen and she felt bullied by Charlotte Flair, the world champion, the woman who is your WWE Women's Champion, was bullied by Charlotte Flair. They're making Tiffy look like such a coward. Come on here. I mean, what the hell? They're doing so poorly with Tiffany right now. It's almost as if they're sabotaging her because they don't want her to get too much more popular than Charlotte. That's how it almost seems with me. Because I feel like they would do it with other women. I'm thinking to myself, why? Oh, they made her look so bad here. Everyone's going to cheer for Tiffany and her attitude. And, I saw some of the interviews she was doing this week. Look, it is so obvious she's not winning this match. I already picked Charlotte to win. I don't want Charlotte to win. I would love for Tiffany to win. I'd be so happy to see Tiffany win. Charlotte's winning, and seeing Tiffany say, well, I don't think I'll be hurt by a loss. That's not what you say, oh, I'm not going to lose. I don't have to think about that. It won't hurt me if I lose. I'll be able to come back. Oh, my God. It's so obvious she's losing this match. It couldn't make it more obvious. The only result more obvious is Jey Uso beating Gunter, or maybe another one we'll get to later. So we have Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Rey Fenix out next, and wow, I got some things to say about this. Oh my goodness. They show a graphic that Las Vegas has hosted 11 SmackDowns, and it also hosted WrestleMania 9. We gotta hope they break that curse. They don't want another bad WrestleMania in Las Vegas, because if this show is anywhere near WrestleMania in line in terms of quality, we're gonna look for one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. And I hope we don't get that. But the build's been disappointing, so I wouldn't put it past them right now, because I've been underwhelmed. We got a 6-man tag match, and okay, Rey Fenix gets the win first team. It was a good match, a lot of athleticism. Rey Fenix is really good. So is Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's good. Rey is still good. Gable's good. The other two guys are good. But Rey Mysterio, he's hurt. After the match, he's holding his leg and he's being helped to the back. And it wasn't storyline, because if it was storyline, it would be fine because they would have mentioned it. They did not even acknowledge it on TV. That is clearly an injury. Rey Mysterio was hurt. He was screaming. They had to be carried to the back by trainers. I'm thinking to myself, oh, shit. He's out. I mean, is it going to affect the show quality that much? Look, it's possible El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, has a better match with someone like Rey Fenix than Rey Mysterio. He probably will, although the fans won't be as hyped because it's not Rey. He'll probably have a better match with Phoenix. So I guess it's not a huge loss, but it just sucks for Rey. And I'm thinking, why was this match booked? Why are you booking someone who's going to be wrestling tomorrow night on a Friday before the biggest show of the year? It's just, why can't SmackDown just be the Hall of Fame for 3 hours and don't do a SmackDown for 1 week? It's a Hall of Fame special, and SmackDown comes back the following week. And the Andre Battle Royal and the tag team title match and the women's match you have with Chelsea and Zelina, just do it on the 3 hours. You have 2 nights that are 3 hours on a WrestleMania countdown show. You can at least put 1 or 2 matches on that. Anyway, this annoys me, man. So we get this really great video package with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. It's called Sail Into the Black is the song. Sail Into the Black. One of the best video packages we've seen in a while. Awesome video packages. We don't really get that kind of music anymore. We don't really never hear heavy metal on WWE, but man, I thought that was awesome. So Cody Rhodes comes out last. He is in the main event segment for his main event match with John Cena on Sunday. Before he can talk, John Cena comes out. We get a loud "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. And John Cena just tears into Cody Rhodes. He ripped him for caring about the crowd. He is just destroying this guy. And my God, he got the fans to turn on Cody Rhodes. I'm thinking to myself, oh no, they're booing him. Everything Cody's doing, they're booing. He talked like 3 times and they boo, and Cena acknowledges it. Cena is just destroyed this guy. He said all this stuff about him. It's hard to even remember everything he said, but he's just digging in. He talked about how when he knew Cody turned down The Rock, that's when Cena knew he'd win, and that's when he made the decision right then and there. And they mentioned The Rock multiple times, so I think it's obvious Rock's going to be there on WrestleMania. We'll see him, but they didn't mention The Rock. Cena mentioned him, and I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, they're booing Cody. No, you can't have this. You can't have them boo Cody. And then Cody, to his credit, cuts a great promo. He doesn't breathe. He talks too fast. He just keeps going on and on. But he did good. He ripped into Cena. He brought up the Oscars, which I thought were hilarious. Him walking out naked on the Oscars. I love that when he brought that up. I didn't love that visual, but that was funny. Cena even chuckled at it. He rips into Cena for seeking their approval but not caring about the fans. And then he even mentioned how Cena looks so pale, like a 97 Sting at Starrcade. Okay, that's an odd reference. Sting there. Is he at the Hall of Fame tonight? I think he is. And then Cena slapped Cody, went for the AA. Cody countered into a crossroads, and he laid out John Cena, just like he laid him out a few weeks ago on Raw in London and on the 31st of March. He lays out Cena again, stands over him, and then the announcers run down the WrestleMania card. And the show ends with Cody Rhodes holding up his undisputed WWE Championship, posing with it on the ramp for seemingly the last time. Okay, I think John Cena is winning. I've made my prediction on my WrestleMania predictions video. You can watch that. John Cena is going to win. I really believe it. I think even more so now. Cody's laid him out twice now. Cena has to win. I really think he's going to. And SmackDown tonight, it was a mixed bag. The ending was great. The beginning was great. You had some good matches. It's just there's some stuff, not doing the TLC match at WrestleMania, the Rey injury that annoyed me, the Chelsea Green stuff. But overall, yeah, I am more excited for WrestleMania than I was going in. But we're like literally less than 24 hours. So Road to WrestleMania is officially over now. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, WrestleMania 41 is a great show.